Hello, welcome to Flynn's Arcade. This video is called What's Wrong with Skwisgaar Skwigelf?
Flynn's Arcade.
Skwisgaar Skwigelf, taller than a tree.
Skwisgaar is the lead guitarist of Dethklok, where he shares an intense sibling rivalry with his bandmate Toki Wartooth.
Hey Toki, look inside of your basket. Guess what? You're in such a crappy mood. You have ladies' tampons inside of it, and you buy them for yourself. Go have a conversation with all the ladies and tell them your problem.
You lady Skwisgaar?
No, it's not!
His mom is former Miss Sweden, Servetta,
Whatever's, him's now's yours family.
and he had a stepfather called Tia,
Don't talk to your mothers that way!
and he had a prospective stepfather in the form of Dethklok bass player William Murderface. He is also the father of a number of illegitimate children. In many ways, Skwisgaar has the perfect life. The handsome virtuoso is the heartthrob of the band. And it appears he could get with any woman he wants. However, we learned that there was an emptiness in his soul, and as time went by, clues started to emerge as to what this might be.
Hi.
Hi.
Guess what? You are a GMILF. That is a grandmother that I would like to...
Skwisgaar was quite the ladies' man, and whilst he had countless flings with the Dethklok groupies, we soon learned that he wasn't really interested in women his own age. He wasn't even into glamorous cougars. He liked the much more mature woman who he referred to as GMILFs. He wanted the love and affection of an older woman, and this indicated that he might be missing out on something. That said, he was a very promiscuous guy.
Recent lawsuits claim that he's fathered literally thousands of illegitimate children.
And whilst he preferred older ladies, he wouldn't turn down an offer by a younger woman, and this resulted in him fathering countless illegitimate kids. And beyond giving them financial support and Hot Topic vouchers, it didn't occur to him to form a proper connection with any of the young Skwigelfs. Skwisgaar soon realised that many of his psychological problems could be traced back to his poor relationship with Servetta, and that he'd never met his biological father. The clocketeers scoured the globe to track down the errant parent, but to no avail, until finally Servetta delivered the bombshell that she found Skwisgaar's dad. Servetta and Skwisgaar have a very poor relationship, but they have a lot more in common than they might realise. They're both shamelessly promiscuous. Servetta even made a move on Nathan's dad right in front of Mrs. Explosion.
Du har hängt där.
And she had a fling with Dr. Rockso, the rock and roll clown. And they're both negligent parents, but there's even more to it than that. They're both blessed with good looks, which they use to their advantage, and they're both very successful in their own ways. While Skwisgaar is also an incredibly talented musician, Servetta had an impressive career in the field of beauty pageants. She even achieved the title of Miss Sweden 1958. It looked like she was set for stardom. However, it all went to shit for her when her son was born.
I could never lose the weight after you were born. And look at the veins in my bosom. They're like a road map of Stockholm.
She took solace in short-term relationships with a series of men, which made young Skwisgaar very uncomfortable. However, he sought solace in his music, and in some ways he can credit Servetta for him becoming so well respected in his field, whereas conversely she can only blame him for her losing out on her opportunities. If you're enjoying this video, please could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now on with What's Wrong with Skwisgaar Skwigelf? Unfortunately for Skwisgaar, there was a misunderstanding. Servetta hadn't actually found Skwisgaar's father.
You am's my father's.
What? No, him's your new dad's, your stepfather's. We got married.
I am Stiers. Good to meet you.
She had found Tia, her new husband, but despite getting off to a choppy start, Tia proved himself to be a great influence on his stepson, and Skwisgaar soon joined him in working in his lumberyard. They had a great relationship, but it was unfortunately cut short when the pair returned home one night to find Servetta enjoying a threesome with two random guys. This was too much for Tia, and he left the Skwigelfs for good. Murderface saw how much pain the situation with his parents was causing his bandmate, and he attempted to take on the role of a father in his life. It initially seemed like an ill-advised but wholesome attempt to support his fellow bandmate and friends, but in reality it was just an underhanded ruse to get with Servetta.
Oh man, this is my chance to really get in good with Servetta and really get close to the family, and then I'll really be a Skwigelf, you know, making love to Servetta.
It didn't work out though, and he wound up being on the receiving end of a kicking by Toki and Pickles, and Servetta wound up whacking off Dr. Rockso at Murderface's Christmas special.
Hey, check it out, Skwisgaar. I'm getting a hand to the job from your mama. Baby. Oh man, she's got that Swedish grip. Oh, it's like you playing that guitar. Oh.
Skwisgaar makes peace with his situation when he decides that he's a demigod. This is discussed in universe, and there may well be some truth to all this. All of the members of Dethklok are linked to an ancient prophecy, and since Skwisgaar is from Sweden, there is a tradition in Norse mythology of gods being parents of human children. Or this could just be a comforting story a lonely boy taught himself to help him cope with his difficult childhood. In many ways, this is a bittersweet conclusion. Whilst he feels better about himself, he hasn't made the sufficient personal growth to take responsibility for his own children, and he also dumped his girlfriend without a second thought when he decided to go back to Dethklok. But at least he had found his family and a destiny with his bandmates. I'm currently working on a series about the family backgrounds of some of my favourite fictional characters, and I'm constantly reminded of the first line of Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Happy families are all alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way, and this is definitely the case with Dethklok. With the exception of the Explosion family, they're all from miserable and highly dysfunctional families, but they're all completely different. Servetta is an interesting case. She isn't actively cruel to her son, but she certainly resented him for ruining her career, and she was certainly very negligent. In turn, her son appears to be repeating her mistakes. It's a sad story, but I have seen worse parents on Adult Swim. I'm going to see Dethklok play live tonight, which is pretty exciting, but if they ask me to sign a pain waiver before I go into the concert, I'm out of there. Next week, I'm going to post a video about Pickles the Drummer, so please stick around for that. Let me know what you think. Have you noticed the similarities between Skwisgaar and Servetta? If you don't know what to write, just drop me a "this am dildos" or "this I believe is called food libraries." If you've enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've made a lot of videos about Adult Swim shows which you might enjoy. Hello to any newcomers and welcome back to all my subscribers. Thank you so much to my channel members. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to give you a shout out in this video's end screen, so please stick around for that. And check out my members monthly update video. I have 2 levels of membership, the Guild of Calamitous Intent and the Peril Partnership, so please consider signing up for membership if you can, because it really helps the channel. So that's all from me. I upload videos every weekend, so unless anything comes up before then, I'll see you next time.